Hello, everyone.
Hello, Catherine.
Everyone.
Everyone.
And Catherine.
And Catherine.
And Tom.
Mm-hmm.
This is part 2 of Silph Co.
That's me.
What's you?
The Tom.
Yes, that's you. You are Tom.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you.
Omedeto. This is part 2 of Silph Co. You saw the beginning with the very dull building of the very big squares, and now we are decorating the very big squares. Well, rectangles, but they're almost so stodgy that they look like squares.
Yes, we do this.
Yes. So how this video is set out is you will see some of the decorating taking place, like as a usual speed build sort of thing, but later on at about 17 minutes we are going into a tour. We will be led by a Silph Co guide, but as his speech sounds like we will also be talking. You can consider us like the English translators, plus we are the architects of Silph Co, at least this modern new age version, and so we will give you context behind things we did, because, you know, obviously translating certain things into the Sims, this would have been a very empty build if we hadn't been a bit creative with it, and so we did extra little bits and bits. Yep, that's the word, that's the term. We did extra things with it to make it a bit more inviting.
Notice how Catherine says we. I helped.
Tom helped. He did a whole floor.
Yes.
Pretty cool.
Mm.
I think his floor has a bit more personality than mine, because I was being weirdly obsessed with, like, I have to make it accurate.
You had to tick the boxes.
Yeah.
You had that in your mind.
Yeah. I still don't know if I did that. You'll probably look at it and think, what floor even is that? Well, the reason they all look a bit, I was gonna swear, a bit messed up, is because this is such a big lot that I ended up fusing floors. When we go through the tour, beside the actual screen we will have the map of the floors, and you'll see which floors are meant to be where. So it will hopefully be made somewhat clear, but no promises. So anyway, this is one of the offices. This is like an executive office, not the top office, but one of the major people you'd go see for Silph-related things. So there are two specialists in here, well, not in here, but there's two offices right next to each other here. One's a bit more research into tech-based, the other one's research into plants and things, so I think one is specialising in grass types for whatever reason, and one is specialising in maybe pure psychic? I'm not too sure.
Psychic.
Or maybe steel psychic, and then the one next door is grass psychic. Maybe they're both researching psychic types who are dual types. Huh?
What steel psychic Pokemon are there?
Isn't Meta?
Bronzong and all them.
Bronzong, yeah.
Yeah.
Is Beldum, is that just steel?
That is also.
Or is that steel?
Oh no, Beldum and Bronzong are, yeah.
What?
Oh, I wouldn't say a bad
yeah.
habit. You always have like 4 Pokemon that are really high level, and then you have your other 2.
My other 2 are never under level.
No, but I try to keep all mine really like close together.
Close, yeah.
So there's always one that
same.
or 2 of them that feel like a detriment to the team. Because you just kind of pick up ones you want to have fun with, right?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I'm way better than I used to be in really early games. Like, I think, actually, yeah, from Red Blue, from Gen 1 to 3, I played those really sub-optimally. I always made my starter ridiculously OP. Like, that was level 100.
First time I
quick.
played, like, I finished the game with like level 80 Venusaur or whatever,
right.
And everyone else was just like
level
Moltres,
50.
Zapdos, Articuno that I captured.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I mean? For
yeah.
the Elite Four, I caught a really strong, probably Rhydon or whatever you can get in that cave, or you can get like level 60 Onyx or some ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
thing.
right. Yeah.
So you just grab one of them, just like he'll do. I'll teach him.
It's like
something.
If my Pokemon passes, if my starter passes out, I'll get this guy out to take a hit
and
I'll
revive.
My, yeah, that's what I used to do.
You have to put those constraints on yourself.
That said, however, I've always been strongly attached to Pidgey and its chain, because when I first played Blue, I did have one from the start, because I was like, I do need to have a second one, and that, like, so I only cared about Squirtle and Pidgey.
Well, I took it too literally when I first started playing, that got to catch them all. So I tried to catch them all.
Oh, yeah.
So by the time we got to Brock, I was very underleveled.
Oh,
because in my box I had like 40 Rattatas.
Oh my god. Okay, that is literal. That is, yeah.
So yeah.
That's taken very
brilliant.
literally.
So here though, we've got 4 floors and a roof.
Yes.
The roof is a dome that we did, you saw in the first part.
Yeah.
And that's where the President's office is.
Yep, that's where you fight Giovanni.
Cool. And then we've got 4 floors which take inspiration from different floors. And we'll explain that later.
Yeah, there'll be a map alongside.
We'll have little bits of map appear when we talk about the floor that bit is on, or
so,
whatever.
Like I said, we kind of fused 2 together on every floor.
And the bottom floor that we've got here
that needs an
is the
exclamation.
first floor.
Yeah, so you know...
But we pulled it up to this point.
Yeah, so you know upon entering Silph Co, you walk in, there's a huge reception.
What we assumed were fountains.
It
could have just been big pools of water.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Pokemon would have loitered in them. In this though, your Sims will jump in, so I put a fence around it because every time I want an ambient pond or something on the lot, Sims are like, yeah, I'll jump into that mossy pile of pond. That's definitely the word I was going to end with. So yeah, we put a fence around it because I don't want your swimming in there.
But we've given all our design choices sort of lore.
Yeah.
So they kind of have a headcanon for us.
Yeah. So
we wanted them to make a little bit of sense.
Yeah, because of where Silph Co is, we want to believe Sabrina has some influence on Silph Co a little bit.
I mean, you would, right?
Yeah, because
like you can actually imagine in some sort of expanded universe that Silph Co had a hand in shutting down the fighting gym,
right?
And getting the psychic gym, and they use their teleporter pads, and you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. The Crow are like, fighting, it's so barbaric, let's bring about a psychic gym, I know just the gal. But yeah, you came up with an idea for that, but you can talk about that when we see
when we
what
get
you
there.
decorate.
So this is we're still in the veggie lab.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Because, well... We have to learn that if Bulbasaurs can grow lovely coriander.
Oh my gosh.
Then we can pluck it off of them.
Has everyone seen... What? Oh god, no, don't say that, that's horrible. Has everyone seen those, the art, maybe not all of you because I obviously spend too much time lurking on the internet, but there's art people do, often on Tumblr and Twitter and stuff, of Pokemon, but also like sub-forms of it. So like an aloe form of Bulbasaur, like different...
I think I've seen that, yeah.
Environmental variations or something.
Remember when we had the aloe in that Bulbasaur pot you got me?
Yeah.
Not enough light gets in this room, so it just didn't
Yeah,
survive.
we live in this...
And then we put it outside, and then the rain killed it.
Yeah. Live in England, don't keep plants. At least not ones that need sun.
So, are we moving?
So we moved on to this meeting room.
Lovely.
This is... Okay, so you can tell I did this part. This is the really accurate sort of part. Throughout Silph Co, there's tons of massive desks that take up the entire room, and there's 2 tiny laptops on the end of it, for whatever reason. I've decided these people are scribes or archivists, and so they have to write down everything everyone says in the meeting. So you know in court, there's the...
You have the note taker.
Yeah, the person who writes down everything everyone says.
Sort of treasurer sort of person, or whatever it's called.
So
and
that's
then you have the person
here.
who draws the criminal for some reason.
Yeah, why
Can't
is
take
that?
a picture.
But, yeah.
I guess drawing's more accurate.
Maybe.
Not accurate, but I mean, you can't tamper with the drawing, can you?
I guess so. Yeah.
Right? Maybe you can. Just draw a mustache.
That's true.
Like, we've got the wrong man. Let him go.
And it really obviously someone totally different drew the mustache.
That's what they need in NCIS or something. That's how they get out. That's how the criminal escaped. We let him go. Why'd you let him go?
He didn't have the mustache.
And it's just show the picture of the crime thing. It's got a sticker over it with the mustache.
Oh my god. So plants are a big thing in Silph Co. Silph Co like plants. They have potted plants everywhere. There's one room that just has 2 or 3 vending machines and 6 plants, and I don't know why.
One of the rooms I had to do had a vending machine, something else that I couldn't discern, a couple tables, a couple computers, and 3 potted plants. I made a point of putting all those things in.
But not the way it was set out in...
No, the way it was set out. Oh. I put the vending machine on the other side, because it was like, the vending machine was next to these drawers, or when I was a kid I always thought they looked like, computer servers or something.
Right.
And I moved them. It was always weird. In Gold and Silver they had them as well. You know the things where they looked like they had the sort of spinning discs in them.
Yeah.
You like this, some old supervillains lab from a 60s movie or something.
Well, Silph Co don't. They're a bit weird.
Like
you can
it's
imagine
like, they were like, what does tech stuff look like? And they went and looked at old movies where the old movies only used those props because it was all they had. So they were like, oh yeah, that's what they put in a lab, and they made these tiny little pixel things that slightly resemble them, and then you just can't make out what they're fucking supposed to be.
Yeah. So throughout building this, we had the map up, so because we couldn't remember every room. All I remembered is empty tables, and you know what? That was really accurate. But there's so many little things in it. I didn't want to load up my old game to check, but there's so many weird little blobs of pixel, and it's like, what even was that? Maybe a trash can. There's a lot of trash cans throughout the Pokemon world. I checked. I still do. Whenever I play Pokemon, I check every single bin, because in the older games there was always something in a bin, and now there's nothing. It's like, there's nothing in here. ... Why are you looking in a bin?
My favourite one was the one in the ship, the SS Anne.
Oh yeah.
After the guy threw up in it. Shouldn't have looked.
Yeah.
When you go to the SS Anne though and go into the kitchen, you do find lots of stuff.
Yeah.
In Gold and Silver, that's where you get leftovers. I'm not sure about.
I think that's what you find in bins most of the time.
Yeah, you find leftovers in there, which is really odd. It's such a core item, and in that game you get it so late.
It's true.
Like after the Elite Four and everything. So
it's like.
Unless there's a way to get one before that I've forgotten.
Maybe a trash can we missed.
So the crate rooms are just cargo rooms.
Yeah.
They don't actually make much sense. Why would you go up all these floors and put all the crates up here?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So
but I wanted it to look somewhat like the actual version, so I did keep some of the.
Yeah.
We kept like what, 2 of the crate rooms.
Yeah,
there's a lot.
There's another one below this, or 2 below this.
I think we didn't. I think we just did 2. In the end, I was going to do a 3rd one. I made one room that was meant to be a crate room is turned into a bathroom because we needed one here because Sims are weird. I did keep it fairly accurate and keep the room with the beds in it, but we make it like a first aid sort of centre because otherwise it would look really weird. An empty room and then 2 beds. It's like, what's going on?
2 beds were just to heal up, weren't they?
Yeah.
Because you were near the last couple floors, and
yeah, exactly.
And by that point, you had solved a puzzle to get there.
Yeah, yeah.
I think, and it's you don't want to have to go all the way down.
I mean, Silph Co was meant to be a puzzle in itself.
Yeah, I found it a nightmare.
I did as a kid. If I played it now, probably not.
Even now, I'm not. I would just slam into it until I got it right.
That said, Mount Moon, I still can't.
Really?
Yeah, really. I don't know.
Mount Moon's pretty simple.
I have an
So is
issue
Dark
with
Cave. Dark Cave is if you go the right way. If you go the wrong way, it can take a long time. If you go the right way, you're in and out in no time.
Oh really?
Yeah, I always use repels in caves now. Didn't do that as a kid.
As a kid, I thought I had to grind the XP, and as a kid, I was always way over leveled.
Once you're like 5 levels above the Pokemon that you're fighting, they're
It's
not
so
providing
pointless.
anything.
It doesn't give you any
unless
XP,
they're
or it gives
an
you
evolved
tiny
form. They're not providing any experience. It's
Right.
wasting your time.
Yeah, no, I know. Oh yeah, so initially I did double beds, but then I decided I didn't want Sims woohooing here. So I put in
You just
singles.
can't trust them, can you?
You can't trust Sims with anything. They're all awful people. they can.
They have no sort of like a moral sense of
Self-respect.
decency or anything. Yeah.
No, they don't. They're all quite awful.
Sims have quite low morals.
Yeah, they're all amoral. They're all chaotic neutral. Oh yeah, so there's a reception, that's a canon thing. High up, floor 8, 7, 6, one of those. There's a second reception, and Tom likes it because he said it's nice to have like
It's like Gatekeeper.
a gateway reception. So like, you have access up to this floor, but if you want to go further up, you need to.
It reminds me of in video games, the one that always stood out to me was in Final Fantasy VII. You have the Shinra building.
Right.
And the Shinra building, to get up to the next floors, you had to. Each floor was like a puzzle. There was something to solve, and you had to get the next key card to go up to the next level. It was something that latter parts of that game really missed out. But it was really nice, sort of like ascending the sort of, supposed to like the Tower of Babel sort of thing, right? And you're figuring out you've got a gatekeeper on each one, and you're solving the puzzle.
Yeah.
As you ascend the tower to to heaven than you're supposed to be in. So there's sort of different gatekeeper at each thing, but
Yeah.
they're not actual gatekeepers. They're all alternate sort of things. So I liked the idea of having this receptionist here. Like, you need a proper key card if you want to get up to the super executive floor where they sit on the floor and watch TV on cushions.
Whoa. Slow down.
Afraid not, my friend. So I really liked the idea of that, and the idea that that there's a hierarchy in Silph, and such a hierarchy that people get moved up and down.
Yeah, it's really cool. That said, let's go straight into the tour now. Hello, welcome to the tour of Silph Co. As you can see, Mr. Silphson, our guide in the corner, is giving you a tour right now, but we'll translate for him because he's speaking the dialect of the Pokemon world. So...
English.
So you get up to the first floor via an elevator, as you all know. Let's walk on in. Welcome to Silph Co. Tom, take it away. Built the fountain.
Did I? Oh yeah, you the fountain's really big. We went by the squares of the actual fountain, in leaf green, fire red. But you put all the water down and the fence is low. We put a glass fence originally, but then it looked kind of childproof and a bit silly. But there was going to be a lot of empty space in here, so. And the reception in the actual game is quite small. So we thought we'll make the reception really big and grand, and we'll also add a few other things. So Kath put in a sort of lounge area, there's also a canteen area, and there's also an area where you can drop off your pets. We kind of had this idea that you could, what was it? You would have, the reception wouldn't be a sort of place for people to come and visit. It would be all the floors below of other people working to come and actually get their work that people would bring down from up and leave for them.
Yeah.
And they would also come up here to put or hand over information that needs to go upstairs for review. Or the
receptionists here, they're not just like hello, welcome, blah blah blah. They actually designate, they hand out work from like the top dogs, so that lower employees who aren't as important, they're not meant to go up to the top floor and they're not granted access. The receptionists will just pass on the work they're meant to do. So here we are in this is where you leave your Pokemon. See, look, there's a Skitty on that, and Houndour and Gabby, all that stuff. Stoutland, yeah.
A chibi Stoutland.
Chibi Stoutland. Stoutland's so cute. So here's the pet area. Nice place to leave.
Are the balls meant to be balls for the pets, or are
Pokeballs.
They're Pokeballs, so they've been trapped in them. They're not allowed out.
No, they've come out. They just left that. No, it's not true. It's not true.
So the reception area is, I think, nice.
Yeah, it's huge. So these receptionists are clearly important. You can see Silph Co's stop as well.
Mm-hmm. We wanted to sort of do that sort of new age workplace sort of thing they have, with sort of lounge and restaurant areas combined with business areas. So like where you work is sort of where you can relax and enjoy yourself still.
Yeah, and you'll see more of that.
A lot of places in London do that.
Yeah,
like that one
true.
I went to that was weird.
Oh, the one with the bar with the swear word on it.
Yeah, the one with the
How
bar
scary.
with the swear word, and everyone was just doing their work in the canteen, even though all their offices were in other parts of the building.
That's cute though.
Yeah.
Well, we've been already granted access since we were the architects of this place, so we're allowed to head on through. There's not Sky there. There's a reason that's like that. So.
Sims is crap.
The Sims is crap. That's fine. Well, let's now head up into the ether, where it will no longer be ether. There we go. Ah! No.
How you've done it.
Okay.
Okay.
So here we are on floor 2.
Oh, look at that. Did you see that on the right? No, left a bit.
There.
Up a bit. Look at that fire extinguisher.
Oh, yeah.
How safe.
Look at this safety, okay? Take a moment.
I think there's at least 2 in the entire lot.
There is at least 2. That's that's more than any other building I have in my Sims world. Here you can look down and spy on the people.
Spit on people.
Spit on the lower
Went to
Silph Co employees.
Did they not do that in your secondary school?
No.
Oh, I hated that.
I went to...
Always had to be on the run because everyone was going...
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah, it was
but
disgusting.
I lived next to the high school you went to, and I know your high school is awful. I had neighbours from there, good lord. So, Tom decorated this floor, so take it away, Tom.
Yeah.
Tell us about this ghost.
This is based on floor 4, in the bottom right room, which was just 2 desks. I spoke about it a bit earlier, a vending machine and 2 other things, or a display case and a couple other things. So I wanted to kind of give them something to do in here. So I gave each guy working each sort of a role at Silph Co, and I thought about what they might actually be looking at. So there's one looking at archaeological stuff. If you think back to sort of Pewter City's museum, you're going to have stuff like that there, and perhaps they're looking into fossil resurrection on their own terms, because I think it was quite an early thing in that point.
There's always been fossils, hasn't there?
Yeah, but I think like with Kanto they were like, oh, this brand new tech, we're going to resurrect people.
Right.
We got people looking at stones.
Oh, stone.
Yeah, so there's your moonstone, maybe other gems. There was nothing I could find that looks like a megastone.
Oh.
And we've got over here on the right side, you've got the guy looking at ghosts and the poltergeists. And same with the dude on the other side of the table. They're both looking at making sort of like developing an imbecile scope. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted each of them to be doing a different thing. I've got a nice little book of the oculate.
The oculate, is that what it's called? But yeah, that's a pretty dank room, Tom.
Yeah, we're super cool. Don't forget to subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
We're gonna play Fortnite later.
Oh my god. I think I'm too old for it. Have you seen their Genji skin? Okay.
They have a Genji skin?
Yeah. Apparently it's quote-unquote not Genji, but let's not go there. So, Tom also made this room. Look at this ambient sandwich. Love that. So, Tom, what's with all these boxes? Why are they so unorganised?
There's always an administrative department, and they always get crammed into a single place. Because they don't need much sort of extracurricular stuff to work with, like the scientists would. So you cram them all in here in the archives room, and they just go about their business. And this was on floor 5. This is the massive room that's connected to an adjoining smaller room. The smaller room I just made into a very sort of
tiny staff room.
Yeah, on-site staff room, to just emphasise how much they're supposed to stay in here and just do their work and not bother everyone else.
Don't leave, lads, you gotta get on with it.
Everything else in the building, apart from the receptions, are pretty much experimentation, theories. This place is pretty much what runs the entire company.
I mean, they need so many servers, clearly.
Their room is used for storage. They're not thought about much. But without them,
the company would go down.
Work. This is probably, I don't know if this is the room where some people hide when Team Rocket take over. Because there is one room with a guy that cries, and the girl next to him is like, oh, pathetic.
Oh my god, so
I think that's what happened, I'm not sure.
So this is one of my favourite rooms that Tom made. It's actually 2 rooms.
Yeah, so...
let's turn around, and there! Look at that, that's not a mirror, that's a window.
So this is, I thought, a battle research room. The guy in blue is researching how experience attributes to winning battles, and the guy in the yellow room is looking at methods and strategy on how to win at battles. And they get super competitive, and they're just trying to figure out what brings out the best in Pokemon battles.
That's really cute.
This was floor 5, the top left room.
Right, so this is where Tom got artistic.
Yeah, it was just an empty room with 6 plants and 3 vending machines.
This is the 6 plant room.
And it would have just been...
a nightmare.
Sad.
Boring. It would have been boring to play in, so Tom actually made it fun.
And if anyone does download this lot, it's not hard just to change this back into
If you really want the room with 6 plants, you can do that. It will take a second, so you can go ahead. Take a screenshot of your 6 plant room and let us see it. Oh yeah, so here's another of these storage rooms. Tom snuck in a yoga mat for anyone who needs an escape.
Yeah, it was just another box room. I didn't put much. You cluttered up yours down there so well.
Right.
Very lazy, so I just stuck a yoga mat in.
Fair enough. It was needed. So put an advert. Oh my god! I put an advert inside the building so you can maybe see it, like if you're
flying by.
I
like to think that works because there are always going to be investors,
right,
partners.
That's the Silph scope, definitely.
You know, people in press.
Right.
So they hide that man.
Oh, the joke.
Oh yeah, it's Amber.
It's Amber! You know, because of the old Amber. Very good. Right, so that's
quite sad because that was my joke.
I know. Wait, why is it
Sounds
sad?
terrible in practice.
Is it? Maybe it's because I said it.
No. So we're back up on your floor. There's the gateway receptionist I love so much. Is that the completed Silph?
What, that? Yeah, I think so.
Lovely.
That's their
cool.
centerpiece version. That does look cool. Scientist career stuff is great.
It is their most recent success.
Yeah, so that's on display for anyone important. Only important people come up here, so they get to see it at this lovely reception. Computers don't snap onto the countertops. They have desks. I wanted it to look like they pull out like those little what are they called? Like drawers that they keep their computers on beneath the desk, so everything pulls out. These guys have very techie looking computers. Thank you. So yeah, you check in with them. They're like, yes, please go on through. Sit in our other Silph scope room. You can see the prototype. And then when the waiting is done,
Wasn't
you
that
go.
a rocket?
Huh?
Wasn't that a rocket?
Yes, that's the prototype.
I can see why I didn't want
It's also a reference to Team Rocket. And then you go through here when the meeting is called, and then you start the meeting. Here's more scribes. Here's something.
What floor is this?
Oh god, right. I believe this is floors 7 and 8. Yes, this is 7 and 8. So the room we are currently in is on floor 7. I don't know how to describe the room, but it's directly beneath reception. There's 2 big tables, and I fused them to one big table and used it as a meeting room. Look, you can see the charts of how well they're selling their Silph scopes and all that good stuff.
Selling.
Yeah. We gave it away to the blue part of the pie chart is given away to 10-year-olds. This is on floor 8. There's like 2 rooms stuck together. So this is where we wait. There's a teleporter pad. Enjoy it. Can't actually be used, but you can pretend. Imagination's fun. This is a room where they train psychics. This is what Sabrina's invested in. This is where her money goes. Don't know what this is. Maybe the psychics are taking over the world. No, that's stereotype. They're also
maybe
studying.
Team Rocket have repurposed the screens.
Yeah, probably.
Actually,
you can't
turn them off.
No, that's exactly it. That's what they've done. This is meant to just be sciencey pie charts and things. They've also got fossils. They want the psychics to bring them back to life, but that doesn't work. So yeah, there's that. Oh look, there's the other one. The other.
Nice and safe.
Safety. Excuse me. Okay.
That was rude.
I'm sorry. Oh. So here's the room with beds in. You come in, and you can tell them, oh, I'm not feeling well, and they're like, look at the picture of the cells on the wall, and that'll make you feel better. The nucleus is the powerhouse of the cell.
I don't feel well. Of course not. That's in you.
Here's the cushion poof things that they have everywhere. Teleporter pad if you really need to get to sickbay really quick. Here are the beds. The Pokeballs have fused through it. On the gallery they won't be, I hope. Some nice sunlight coming through. I put this here in case employees' kids come to work with them, or maybe employees want to draw, who knows. So yeah.
Maybe an experiment went wrong, now they think they're a child.
Oh god, that's so messed up. But yeah, so there's level 8's resting room. So
and of course,
enjoy.
there are vending machines everywhere.
Literally everywhere.
Just in case you want to get
and these plants.
Nice Pepsi.
I want Pepsi so much. Okay. So here's a lab. This is where they develop some of their products. Look, we've got 2 dedicated employees in here already. Aren't they cute? This is definitely what Silph Co have. So you can get on this and this will make something. Who knows what? Download this to find out, right? Right, Tom?
You are right.
So there's the lab. Like the lab. So you come up these stairs. Look, there's reception. They're like, go on, you can go.
You go up these stairs. Not the other stairs.
No. when you get up, you can look straight into that meeting room, which is really cool. No one can slack off.
And that is just a meeting room,
That's
isn't it?
just a meeting room. You can't access it here though, that's just window. So you have to, there's this really big empty corridor, wanted to stay somewhat true to Silph Co. Very empty, void of anything, so that's what this corridor is. But if you walk around, his reception, or a little reception for an executive office, so you just take a seat
So
here.
this would be like, if the president's office is upstairs, this is like the director or something.
Exactly.
This is second in command's place.
Yeah, exactly. So you wait here, when you're called through, go on into his office. He has a bar, he'll offer you a drink in a very characteristic supervillain style way. He even has a name for
Silph
that.
Co people aren't evil, Ken.
No, I know, but the thing that we've built feels evil.
I thought it was.
Isn't that
I thought it
meeting
was nice.
No,
I love how
really-
you
I
have to
do
go
like
through
it.
his office to get to the meeting room.
It's his meeting room. He's
Only
important.
the elite are welcome.
Exactly.
He meets with himself.
Oh, and here's the bathroom if you need to go.
Is this the only bathroom? Did you put one
yes.
downstairs in the thing?
No. So you need executive
So you need
ac-
executive access to get up here to the bathroom.
Yes.
Jeez.
Jesus.
Jesus.
So you saw this in the speed build. This is one big meeting room. They get stuff up on the screen and they chat, and someone gets fired. Probably, maybe. No, they're all very good employees. Here's the staff room. So this is on floor level 9. This is on level 9. They just have a small room, which is the meeting room, and then it opens up into a massive room with, guess what? No, crates. But I didn't want to do that, so I made it a staff room. It's quite cute. Everyone can read and watch telly and vending machines and...
I love the vending machines with the doggy on the side.
Oh no, they're cute, aren't they?
That's
actually full of dog medicine.
Yeah, I love the dog with the cat in his brain.
I know. Oh god. Oh lord, that's messed up now. What if it's a dog that thinks it's a cat? Or what if it's a cat stuck in a dog's body? We'll never know. So here's the office that you saw us building. You don't need to see much of that because you've already seen it. But this is one of the top dogs researching Pokemon. You'll probably never need to meet with them, but they have to go to meetings. So yeah, there you go. Report their findings. This one has a window into this experiment room. I imagine it's like, you know, in the first movie, 2000, where they go to the island and then they have all those Pokemon in those green pods of water and they're cloning them. That's what that thing is. So yeah, that's fun. That's a good time. So this is, oh god, it's so hard. This is the topmost floor to the executive's office,
This
but
is the domed roof, right?
this is inside the roof. You can tell. See, you can see it. Hold on. So true to Silph Co, this is just an empty corridor, and there's no point coming up these stairs. But in the actual game, it tricks you, and it's like, go up these stairs, you're nearly there, and then it's just a long empty corridor, and you're really upset because you have to go back down to several floors away
And follow the
teleports.
chain or whatever. Yeah.
But once you do follow them, you will arrive. Where's the teleport? I think it's back here. Here. So you have to truly teleport your Sims up here to get here because there is no staircase that accesses them. To do that, as most of you might know, you should hold shift and left click the place you want to teleport your Sim to, and it will also teleports Sim. And so you teleport them here, and it takes you down these winding corridors, and this is where Giovanni's waiting to battle you. And here's some of the executives' awards for progression in science. And that is Silph Co. So we will now leave you with Mr. Silphson to finish off the tour and say goodbye. So thank you for accompanying us. Goodbye.
Goodbye.